Welcome to ETF Wrap, your weekly digest of the top stories in European ETFs. I'm Jamie Gordon, Senior Features Reporter at ETF Stream, and today we'll review how many ETFs are gathering enough fee revenue to cover their costs. Elsewhere, we'll discuss Lord Jim O'Neill and emerging markets. What's his view 2 decades after coining the BRICs acronym? And finally, cannabis ETFs vanishing in a puff of smoke. Is this a sign of further consolidation in thematics? First, ETF Stream research indicated only half of ETFs in Europe are able to cover their costs with revenue from fees. Based on a middling cost estimate of $300,000 to $350,000 per year, just 51.5% of UCITS ETFs are in profit-making territory. Meanwhile, around 46% fall below this range, suggesting they can't cover their costs on a product-by-product basis. Data showed fee revenues per ETF vary dramatically, from less than $2,000 a year for some unpopular ESG ETFs up to $112 million a year for BlackRock's Core World ETF. It is worth noting costs to run a single UCITS can range from $80,000 to $500,000 per year, with some saying average costs easily exceed $350,000. It remains difficult to get a clear picture of ETF profitability with a murky cost landscape and poor visibility on revenues from activities, including securities lending. However, it is clear many issuers are operating a supermarket approach, relying on their winning strategies to keep the lights on in their underscaled ETFs. Next, Lord Jim O'Neill said at ETF Stream's recent Buy London conference that he never intended his BRIC acronym to start a political club in emerging markets. The former Goldman Sachs economist added, the recent decision to expand the group's membership may serve little purpose other than to have a club excluding the US. Turning to China, O'Neill said he wasn't surprised by the country's recent slowdown, given the demographic trends that began taking shape decades ago. He added, he could not understand anything the Chinese government has done over the past 4 years regarding aggressive lockdowns, which he said have deliberately weakened their own growth industries. Finally, cannabis ETFs will cease to exist in Europe after ARC announced it is closing the Rise Medical Cannabis ETF on the 12th of December. The move comes as part of a raft of closures following ARC's acquisition of Rise in September. It also follows Han ETF choosing to merge its underscaled cannabis ETF into its healthcare megatrend ETF in September. While cannabis ETFs have faced a challenging period of underperformance and outflows, this chimes with a broader trend across many future themes. After booming in 2021, thematics have faced losses and closures, with interest rate hikes proving a particular challenge to these ETFs, reliant on growth-heavy names. And that's a wrap for this week. Thank you and join us again next Friday. Until then, take care.